All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And the screams that you heard is that of 7-year-old Jamal White. And there you see him right there on the screen. Jamal White is reportedly to be the 7-year-old child that you just heard screaming in that video after being allegedly kidnapped by an armed man. That white car that you saw in the video, you can go back and watch that, is the car that allegedly kidnapped him. It was reported to be an armed black man with a mask kidnapping the young man in broad daylight. Now, this happened Friday, June the 11th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, there's been a lot of people have sent me this story. I've, kind of researched the story. And to my knowledge, it has not been confirmed that he has been found. However, I did see another social media person. I'm going to show you that picture and post, which alleges that he has been found. But first, let me take you to a reporter who was live on the scene yesterday, right after it happened. So she's going to give you what neighbors are saying and what police are saying about the alleged abduction or kidnapping.
Hi, it's Monterricosa with CBS 58, and we are on the scene of where a 7-year-old boy was abducted at gunpoint by a masked man. This happened on Friday night around 7 o'clock on West Eustis Street. I'll flip the camera around so you can see what the neighborhood looks like. He was abducted in this area, again, around 7 yesterday by somebody who police do not know who he is. All we know is that the suspect is a black man who was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and at the time of the abduction was wearing a black face mask while holding a handgun. The boy, a 7-year-old Jamal White, again seen here yesterday around 7 o'clock on Friday. In the video, we can see the boy or a child wearing the same clothing that Jamal was last seen wearing, a white t-shirt with black shorts. He was riding a bike going down this street when then another vehicle, a white Jeep Renegade SUV, was driving down this way, turned back around following the child, and then off camera, we can hear a child screaming, a gut-wrenching sound, which we have on our Facebook page, but we warn you, it is extremely disturbing. We hear the child yelling for their father, and that's all we hear. Police were later on the scene, and neighbors here who we have spoken with tell us it is horrifying. Some neighbors who heard that scream didn't realize what was going on. They just thought people were outside screaming like a regular Friday night, not realizing it was a child being abducted. They say they haven't been able to sleep since then. If you know anything about where Jamal White might be, you are asked and urged to call Milwaukee police. He is a 7-year-old boy, 4 feet tall, weighing about 80 pounds. Neighbors tell me that this is a very quiet neighborhood. They would have never guessed this to happen here on the city's north side. A lot of these neighbors say they've seen Jamal riding his bike almost every single day, that they've known him since he was a baby. And this was something that they saw him do often with his father, riding their bike down the street, walking through this area. And a lot of other parents here say their kids do the same exact thing, but now they're worried about whether or not they can do that. Again, this video we saw yesterday of that child is extremely graphic. We have it on our Facebook, and police are now asking anybody with information to help them. An Amber Alert was issued late last night. I got the alert on my phone around 11:50 p.m. It's now been over 12 hours since Jamal was last seen. If you, again, know anything, please call police. This happened on the 6200 block of West Eustis Road. I'll show you my other phone here, which shows more pictures of Jamal. He seems like a bright kid. Again, police are asking you, if you have any information on where he was last seen, to let them know. This was a white Jeep Renegade SUV. Again, it looked like in the video, it was following the child. Another neighbor who we spoke with said they had seen the car parked here for maybe 30, 45 minutes. It looked like they were waiting for somebody, but they didn't know who he was. They said that they saw him wearing what looked to be a mask, but didn't think, again, anything of it because this is such a quiet and calm neighborhood. An Amber Alert was issued yesterday, which means that this is a critically missing child. Milwaukee police were on the scene here just a few minutes ago, speaking with neighbors, looking at ring cameras, rather. I spoke with other neighbors here who say they look through their cameras and also just trying to find any additional information on this 7-year-old boy. I spoke with another neighbor through Facebook who says that they didn't know what happened until they saw it on Facebook, that they know Jamal, that they miss him. They hope something can come of this. Somebody knows something, even if you don't live in this area. Again, the north side near West Eustis Road and 64th Street is the intersection here. Check your ring cameras. Maybe you've seen this white Jeep Renegade. I have it again on this phone. You can see what that vehicle looked like. Right exactly where I'm standing is where this last vehicle was seen. For those just joining, again, an Amber Alert was issued for 7-year-old Jamal White.
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. And you heard the reporter on the scene. A couple of things that stuck out to me was he said that a neighbor saw the car sitting there for 30 or 40 minutes, and it looked like the guy had a mask, but she didn't think nothing of it because it's such a quiet neighborhood. I want to know what does the sound level of the neighborhood have to do with somebody waiting 30 minutes in a car with a mask? Now, they also said that, he was reported to have a gun. Who saw him with the gun as he abducted the child? And if they saw him with a gun abducting the child, that means that they would have immediately called the police or followed the car. So that seems, altogether kind of strange. Now, also, they said that the child was seen riding that bike a lot of times with his father. And you can hear the young man scream out, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy." Now, one report said they said that his father was riding with him, but he couldn't get to him in time, which, we didn't see him in the video. So I don't know if that report is true. However, because you don't see a lot of black men abducting kids, I you see black men dropping their kids off, or, according to the rumor, we don't take care of our kids, which is not true as well. But, to my knowledge, we don't see a lot of black men abducting kids, except when there is, some type of power struggle, custody battle, legal issue going on with the mother. Now, that leads me to this next post that I saw, which is by the Real Big Draco. And shout out to the Real Big Draco. She is a blogger as well, has a large following. But I saw this on her page, and I'm going to bring this up. So this picture right here, let me make sure y'all can see that picture. I don't know if y'all can see it as clear. Let me take my face off. But this picture basically is saying that Jamal White Jr., Baby J, has been found. No other details. This is him with the police. And you see the photo right there. And there's some comments that I had to go through. They say he has been found. They went live at the scene as cops was putting him in a vehicle. Yes, he was reunited. His grandmother has confirmed his return and a person's arrest. The mom posted he has been found. And they, a couple of people said that, this may have been some type of domestic situation with the mother and father. Now, once, and because one said 4 men kidnapped, whatever. This guy says they were bringing him out in an oversized shirt. And so I have not seen any, and I'm going to stop sharing this right here. I have not seen any credible news sources or news reports saying that he has been found. So I will not say that he has been found, but if he is, that is a good thing. But, people have been sending me this story. So, I decided to, put out a video about it because, of course, we want the young brother to be found safely. It just seems strange that somebody can abduct the child in broad daylight. And you heard those screams. And the reporter said people are checking their Ring camera, seeing if they can find anything else. With all of those houses on the street, that one Ring camera is the only Ring camera that caught footage with it. There's no footage of him being put in the car from any other Ring camera. Once again, which is, maybe possible, but, these days everybody has a Ring camera. So I find that sort of strange as well. But the mere fact, once again, that the child was calling for his daddy could be taken either two ways. He could be like, daddy, 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 what are you doing? Type deal. Or he was calling for his daddy to save him. And if he was calling for his daddy to save him, then of course it couldn't have been his daddy who was kidnapping him. But we'll hopefully, more details will come about this story. Hopefully the young man is found, as the real Big Draco shared on his page. But prayers go out to him and the family, whatever they got going on. It is a domestic situation. Hopefully that will get resolved as well. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. And as always, peace and blessings.